eRacing GP Global Edition American Championship. The gold class is the creme de la creme of the season put together by Alex Young. We're on season 3 already of eRacing GP. And Alex, the cream does rise to the top, and in gold, the cream is being licked up by Alif Hamilton.
It is. He won round 1. He is the defending champion as well. But that was at Road America. Now we're at Mid-Ohio. Mid-Ohio is such a tough track to race on. It's going to be anyone's call. It's so tough to overtake. It's so easy to make mistakes on as well.
Okay, if you're wondering who Alif Hamilton is, this is him last week winning round 1 at Road America. Are Alif Hamilton and Mohamed Nakib on the front row of the grid. What we're going to do is we're going to start with Kalen Chin, who's on row number 2, the second of row number 2. We are underway. What a start from Nassi. Nassi and Kalen Chin have both gone past Nakib. Hamilton is the man who leads. Kalen Chin's got himself up into P2, but Alif Hamilton, Kalen Chin, Nassi and Nakib in P4, and they've all got through the first corner quite well, but Mohamed Alif Hamilton off to a stunning start.
Whoa, Kalen Chin looks to the inside. Oh, there's contact between the two of them. And they almost spin. Somehow they managed to get through, but Kalen Chin is going to take that position. I thought Nassi was going to take both of them for a second there.
Well, there's Kalen Chin on the right of your screen. He just can't get inside Alif Hamilton. Alif is leading. We're on board with Mikko Nassi on the left-hand screen, but so much contact early on has come from Mikko Nassi. Alif Hamilton, though, got off to such a solid start. A little bit further down, let's have a look at Mohamed Nakib. He must surely have pitted because he's down in 20th place, Alex, and he's lost a nose cone.
Yeah, I could see he's had suspension damage. That's why he was struggling to keep the car straight. So I think that's him out of the race.
Tries to go around the outside, but Hamilton is as good as his namesake. There is no way past him. It's almost like his car expands as somebody tries to make the move because he times his defensive maneuver superbly. They both go into the pits. Look at this after the pit lane, Alex. Mikko Nassi has come out in front.
So it's just going to be a flat-out race to see who can win. And Mikko is just not even trying to defend. Lets Alif go down the inside to take the lead.
Kalen on the inside. Josh Perwin defends. Almost a little bit of contact there. Goes a little bit wide, but Kalen is certainly looking to just try to get back here. Kalen Chin on the right of your screen. That's a slight replay, slight delay, I think. Yeah, that's the maneuver that he tried there as they sweep up at the end of the lap. Kalen has indeed got himself up into P3 and a very happy man.
Yeah, nicely done. Didn't panic. He knows he's happy with that. Look, he's smiling there. He's up to P3. But it's only for now. Look at that. Josh gets back at him. Gets down the slipstream and takes the lead into turn 1. Wow, the slipstream is strong. Kalen doesn't even try to defend and just lets Josh through. You can see on the replay on the right.
Find himself under pressure from Kalen Chin as he tries to go around the outside, and successfully so.
Wow, what a good move by Kalen Chin.
Last chance now for Nassi. Not close enough. 0.4 of a second behind. Can he get closer? Can he make a move? Will he make a desperate move? He just gets dragged away. Last chance coming up, Alex Young.
Yep, last corner of the track. Last corner of the lap. Last corner of the race. Oh, not quite close enough.
It'll be Alif Hamilton, the defending champion, to take victory and maximum points ahead of a brave Nassi. Josh Perwin is holding off Kalen Chin for P3. We're seeing Alif Hamilton, his relief there. We're focusing at the moment, though, on this battle for P3, where Josh Perwin and Kalen Chin are going at a hammer and tongs. It'll be Perwin who takes it ahead of Kalen Chin. Josh Perwin for P3, Chin for P4. There he is. Wow, that shows how much it's taken out of him. A really good battle, a podium for Josh Perwin. So the results from round one, Mohammed Alif Hamilton, 34-point weekend, just about as good as you can possibly get. Mikko Nassi was really competitive in the race, and Josh Burr won the little battle of Australia. Best of the Filipinos, Luis Moreno edging out Inigo Anton. Yevon David for Sri Lanka coming in 7th. Brody Steen, Australia 8th. Russell Reyes coming in 9th. And Sim Kai Wern, Malaysia's best in P10. So they were the results from round one. There are 6 rounds, and it's not only the individual championship that we focus on. We focus, Alex Young, on also a national championship. Explain this. So my understanding is that in the Nations Cup, you pick up points for the top 2 racers in each race.
That's right. In the Nations Cup, only the top 2 from each country score in each class, and it's an overall championship. It's across all 4 categories, and so Philippines is leading at the moment. And same for the teams championship. Only the top 2 score points in each class.
Yeah, we move on to the teams championship graphic, and you can see that Stratos Motorsports and Sim Racing Filipinas on 62 points each are top of that. Legion of Racers with 45 and Tedco on 44. They are completing the top 4. We will keep you up to speed on how that progresses throughout the season. Obviously, it's the individual championship that we focus on, but for the teams and also for the Nations Cup, there will be prizes, and we'll talk you through that as the season progresses. But let us turn our focus pretty soon, Alex Young, to the race in hand, the Gold Edition. We saw Alif Hamilton win last time out. He is the man to beat, but Mikko Nassi ran him so close. And so we've given Mikko Nassi the opportunity to give us a flying lap of what you call a really difficult circuit at Mid-Ohio. Before we go to the practice and to the qualification, let's just find out how tough a circuit it is. This is Mikko Nassi on board.
Welcome to the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. I'll take you for a lap around here in the IndyCar. Just getting a nice wide start to our lap, and we're at the start-finish straight here. And coming up to almost full throttle left-hand corner, maybe on qualifying fuel and these softer alternate tires, it is full throttle. And then we're coming up to a hairpin, the keyhole. And super important to get a good exit here for the long back straight. Really patient getting onto the throttle. And you'll notice that's going to be a theme here. Throttle patience. There's lots of elevation change, lots of crests that you have to go through and try to accelerate out of. And just through the kink there, and a really fast right-hand corner coming up here, 3rd gear. Staying close to the left edge. There's no point going right across the track. You don't benefit from it. And then a very tricky series of S's here, where you can easily lose the back end. And lost the apex there a little bit, and another really difficult acceleration zone. Super tough to get enough power down. And a really quick left-hand corner, and we're coming up to the final sector, the carousel here. Almost lost the car. You end up in the pit lane there if you overcook it a bit more than I did. And then we're done with the lap. That's the 2.4 mile Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course, which has been used since the 1960s. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the race.
Good work, Mikko. He really is a bit of a cool dude, and talked us through that lap really well. It looks to be a terrifically tough lap, Alex, where if you make a mistake, it impacts you for most of the lap.
Yeah, it does. Lap time is very important here, obviously, like as in any other track. But you make a mistake at one corner, that you'll carry that mistake through a few corners. So your lap time just gets disproportionately affected. Also, there's not much runoff. If you just go off a little bit, you're quite often in the barriers. And damage is at full for these Indy cars. So we saw at the first round that the smallest contact would result in damage, and cars would have to come into the pits and fix it. Nakib, our runner-up from the championship the last round, he was out on the first lap after having contact. So these cars are fragile, and this track is a car killer as well. So we've seen in the various other categories that wasn't so bad, but I think Indy cars, these drivers are going to have to really look after them.
You've very much got an international feel to this for a very first time. We've got a Russian on board, Mikhail Lapanik. What can you tell us a little bit about Mikhail?
He's a very good driver. I don't know him very well. First time I'm seeing him, but yeah, he's quite experienced in the game, and he'll be definitely factoring, definitely in the top 10, maybe even the top 5.
Wow, that's a big call. Mikko Nassi, we had a look at. Simke Worm, we know about. Christian Ho is a relatively new name for us, but the Singaporean is making his debut at the gold level.
Yes, he is. His first time in the last round. Very good karter, actually. He's a junior karter. He's been doing very well in Europe as well, actually. Been winning races in Europe. So this is a driver that... he's got the potential to go all the way, to be honest.
Oops, that wasn't the best example of him having the potential to go all the way out of the circuit for Christian Ho. Brody Steen, again, it's very international. You've done well to attract people from all over Asia Pacific. I'm not quite sure how Russia fits into Asia Pacific, but I believe you.
Yeah, Russia, you got a large part of Russia is right next to Japan, and our servers are in Japan, so it was good to welcome them.
As for the people who we expect to be up at the top, Mohamed Nakib cannot afford another bad week. He was level on points in Season 2 with the overall champion, only lost on a countback. He had nil point last week.
Yeah, so he qualified in the front row before that messy first lap, so he's definitely going to be a factor for pole position. He's finished runner-up to Ali for the first 2 global editions. Like you said, tied on points in the second one, so he's desperate to win. Unfortunately, that first round means that's going to be the round that he'll have to drop points from, which means he can't afford any more mistakes for the rest of this edition.
Okay, we've a couple of other names maybe just to point out. Mohammed Tasbi was another who did very well at the silver edition, has been elevated into gold, has been driving gold actually for most of last season as well. He was another who had a bit of a catastrophic time at the Road of Americas. Yeah.
So he won the last silver championship, so he's now in gold like you mentioned. He's the brother of Alif, and they live together, so... I think he's got his brother's cast-off steering wheel, because I know Alif has 2 steering wheels. One's really top-notch and the other one's not so good. But having said that, I think that Tasby might be at his cousin's house at the moment on his sim, because I know his cousin's got a good sim as well.
Okay, we cannot not mention the man who wins everything. It's like football. 16 teams turn up for the World Cup, Germany wins. Racers turn up here at eRacing GP. Alif finds a way to win. He seems to have the mental know-how, the temperament, little bit of everything. How do you stop this fella?
Well, Alif doesn't really have any weaknesses. Like his namesake, his nickname's Hamilton. What's his name? Lewis Hamilton in Formula One. They drive very similarly. They're really fast, they're very quick, race well. But we have seen, that they've got some very fast drivers. I think Nakib can take the fight to Alif. Mikko Nassi as well. I felt he should have won round 1. He made a small mistake on the last lap. Wasn't able to use his push to pass. Don't forget, IndyCars have push to pass. He short shifted when he used his push to pass on the last lap. Otherwise, I think he would have had a real go at Alif on the last lap. So there are a few cars that are definitely drivers who are definitely quick enough to take the fight to Alif. But they just have to be as perfect as he is. Okay,
we are approaching the end of practice. Qualification starts soon. Let's just have a look at what we call the Spotter's Guide, just so that we've got all the races on one graphic so we can see the numbers and the colours to look out for. Top left of your screen will be the championship leader, Alif Hamilton. Look out for the green cars, though, of Mikko Nassi, of Kalen Chin, who got himself 4th last time, of Yevon David. Ryan Keith can also be quick. There's plenty of good races. Your boy, Alistair, we always mention Alistair because you don't like to. He's going to be racing. How's he fared this week in practice?
Sim problems, so he's actually not racing today.
Yeah. Okay, sorry about that. But Mohamed Nakib is the one I really want to look at. He cannot afford another bad weekend. And if he lets Alif get too far away, it could be a championship decided very early, Alif. We're only in round 2 of 6, but we need competitive racing. And we are instantly on qualification. So, do you want to talk us through to see how Alif Hamilton is coping with this circuit in Mid-Ohio?
Yeah, let's follow Alif now. Maybe we get his onboards as well. So, Alif, out of the last corner, just turn 1. Turn 1 should be easy flat. It's not using the pit exit. I thought some of the drivers would be using that in qualifying. In the race, they're not allowed, but some obviously feeling that it affects their flow. You got to run a bit wide at the beginning of this corner so you can get a good exit on the outside. Whoa, he's fighting the oversteer. Always got oversteer. Watch the guys drive here. They're always maximum attack. Look, Alif is always very calm. He's in the picture now, braking at 100 feet, 150 feet. Oh, it's actually quite a fast corner, though you will see overtaking through there. Look how the transitions there. He really has a quick change of direction. Doesn't have any oversteer, or not much oversteer over the brow there, so seems to have made it okay. Through the S's he goes. Now this right hand is very important for lap time. Good exit out of that through Thunder Valley. Left-hander here, small lift. Oh, just about gets it. He's fastest again. Purple in sector 1, purple in sector 2. Through the last corner, the carousel. Sweet, clean exit out of there. This is going to be a good lap time, Des.
A 1:05.348. There you go, guys. There's the target. Let's see what the rest of you can do. Mohammed Tasby, his cousin, is second. Mikko Nassi has gone into P2, Alex Young. Let's go on board with Nakib. Nakib, third fastest. They are really setting very, very quick early times.
Yeah.
Who might be able to challenge? Well, Kalen Chin hasn't got a lap time just at the moment. You're on board with Mohammed Nakib, Alex.
Yeah, let's follow Nakib now. He really needs to get a good lap time. Talking to some of the drivers, they feel they can get to a 5 flat. So at the moment it's a 5.3. Let's see if anyone can get to the 5s, maybe even the 4s. Nakib, he needs to get his championship up and running after a disastrous round 1. This looks just about right for turn 2. He needs to be perfect. That's a good exit out of turn 2. I like it better than Alif's lap. Is this good enough to go purple in sector 1? He goes across the line. Yes, purple! Up by 2/10. Really good sector there. Okay, so 2 more sectors to go. He needs to be perfect, though. I mean, he's up against Mikko Nassi and Alif Hamilton, 2 of the best sim drivers in the region. This lap has got to be it. This is a pressure lap. So early in the season to have this kind of pressure. Oh, he looks good through there. He has to tap it. Oh, he's made a mistake. He's made a mistake. Oh, that's going to cost him a bit. I'm not hoping to see how much time that costs him. He goes to sector 2. Yes, he's down on sector 2. But he had such a good sector 1. Oh, no, he's made a mess of it. He's made a mess of it. He has to restart it again. That was good. That was really almost there. He's made mistakes. Luckily, qualifying's long enough. We've got more than 2.5 minutes left to go, so maybe he can still get to pole.
Shall we just focus on somebody else, somebody like Yevon David, just at the moment? Look at that. He's fastest through sector 1, Alex,
wow.
At 25.7. Yevon David, the younger Sri Lankan, based out of Singapore, but that is very, very good so far. There he is, bottom right of your screen. Can he maintain it? Alex, talk us through.
Yeah, Yevon was fastest on the weekly leaderboard to qualify for round 1. Oh, but again, that sector 2, he bleeds some time. Oh, it's getting a bit messy. Oh, that's it, he's off.
Yep, that's off. Kalen Chin.
So, we got a lot of drivers pushing very hard. They know Alif's the guy to beat. They know they need to get a perfect lap. Maybe they reckon they got enough time, so everyone's taking the risk.
Back with Nakib.
Nakib, let's see. Sector 1. He goes across sector 1. Purple again. Not as good as his lap before, though. His lap before was better. But he is purple at the moment. But sector 2. Let's see how tight he can get it. Okay, through the S's now. Looking good so far. We're coming up to the right-hander now. This right-hander is where he made a mistake before. Looks much better through there. That looks good. Is this purple for sector 2?
It is.
It is. Purple for sector 2. 1 more sector to go. 1 more corner to go. Oh, real conservative. I think he braked a bit early there. But let's see. He gets a bit of a wiggle on the exit. He goes across the line, Des.
And the time is fastest. He takes pole position from Alif Hamilton. Alif, though, has got time for 1 more lap. Let's see if Alif is going to try to respond. Alif, the time is second fastest. His time, a 1:05.358. And Nakib, a 1:05.295. Nassi has gone into P2. This is suddenly an important lap for Alif Hamilton. He might be off the front row of the grid.
Wow, championship leader, championship rating champion. He's a 10th down at sector 1. Let's see sector 2. Oh, he's gone further behind. Des, this is not going to do it. He's not going to be on pole. He knows it too. Wow. Alif in 3rd at the moment.
Nakib will be on the front row of the grid. Alif Hamilton, for once, is not the story. Here is Nassi coming at the end of his lap. Alif, he's still in P2. So Mohamed Nakib will be on the front row alongside Singapore's Mikko Nassi. Tasbih getting a faster time right at the tail than Alif. Alif will be starting in P4, but Singaporeans dominating third row. Jason Tay and Kalen Chin and Christian Ho and Yevon David on the fourth row. Josh Perwin, Inigo, Anton for once getting the better of Luis Marino alongside Eamon Hakim, Tadashi, and the seventh row will be Melvin Moe with Brody Steen with Daryl Beatty alongside Sim K. Wern. Well, wow. We wanted Nakib to show his fighting spirit. He has.
Whew, that was an exciting qualifying. It was so close. These drivers are definitely putting in the hours to try and get quick. So what was that? 1/10 separating the top four, 2/10 separating the top four. Seriously close.
eRacing GP, it is the global edition. It's around the beautiful Mid-Ohio circuit. Beautiful and difficult. You can see it's a very quick circuit as well. They're lapping just outside the 105, so overtaking opportunities plenty. We are just about set to go. We will try to go on board with Alif Hamilton for the start, but it's Mohamed Nakib who will be on pole position. Are you brave enough to make a prediction, Alex Young?
No, it's too close. It's too hard. The tyre wear's going to be crazy as well.
We are on red. Let's get aboard Alif Hamilton for the start. There is Alif currently in P4. Tasbih to his right. Nassi and Nakib in front. Nakib off to a good start. Nassi off to a flyer. Hamilton and Tasbih go side by side. Hamilton gets up a place and gets up into P3. A little bit of contact with Mohamed Tasbih, but it's Nakib who gets off to a really solid start, and the Malaysian, who cannot afford to make mistakes, didn't make a mistake.
Really good start. That front row rocketed off the line. Nakib and Mikko Nassi had much better starts in the second row, and that's why they've pulled out a gap. But Alif is right there in P3. He can come back. We're riding with Kalen Chin, looking backwards now. He's trying to go around the outside of Tasbih, and he does. Has he managed to hold on? Oh, it's close. Tasbih manages to hold on the outside for turn 5.
Tasbih just holds on. Kalen Chin is right there. Jason Tay and Yevon David are in P7 as well. This is a high-speed train just at the moment, but Mohamed Nakib couldn't afford to make a mistake. So far hasn't, and has pulled out a 1 second lead over Mikko Nassi. There is the gap between P1 and P2. Very early on, Alex, but through the start-finish line onto lap 2. And Nakib 1.3 seconds clear.
Oh, wow. I don't know what to say. That's a seriously impressive first lap. Nakib's doing an Alif right now. This is the sort of thing we expect from Mohamed Alif. And look at that, Mikko Nassi in 2. He's also did a great lap to get a good start over Alif, but now Nakib's in front of him. So what does Mikko Nassi have to do to try and get to the front as well?
Absolutely. Here is Alif. He's in P3 just at the moment. We know he won't panic. You look at the top of your screen, it says 38 minutes and 17 to go. There's at least 1 pit stop, maybe 2, possibly 3. Slight mistake there from Alif, but there is plenty of time for things to change here, Alex Young.
Yeah, you mentioned pit stops. It is something we're going to have to think about. 2 stops, 3 stops are expected. Talking to some of the drivers, they said, oh, look, there's a damaged car on the left there as the leaders go by. Someone's been in the walls. Yeah, this is the... Oh, it's the new Russian driver, unfortunately not able to go any further.
And Josh Perwin, an early casualty as well. Josh picked up 3rd place last week. That is not what he was after. But Nakib still holds at the front a lead of 2.2 seconds temporarily over Mikko Nassi.
Yeah, and look at the Kalen Chin right now. He's having to defend. He's right in the sandwich. 2 green cars, 1 in front, 1 behind. And he's really in the wars there. Look at him. He's looking really focused there. They're battling the oversteer out of turn 2. That's going to leave him, though. He's in the slipstream of the car in front. He's right behind Mohamed Alif. He's going to look to the outside. He dives to the inside. Great move by Kalen. Oh, he's oversteering. They're both going wide by side. Not able to quite make it round. Oh, he's on the inside for the next corner. Yes, he's made it. He seems to have made the move. No.
And a big smile. Oh, he's got through. Kalen Chin ahead of Alif Hamilton. So an early victory, but it's only a moral victory, and there's 36 minutes still to race. Don't smile too much, Kaylen. Don't smile too much.
Wow, everyone is targeting Alif. They know he's the standard to beat right now, so everyone's been a bit aggressive when they come to Alif. But as far as I could see, that was great racing between the two of them and totally legal.
Let's go on to Mohamed Nakib and see how he is stretching this now. Could it be that Mohamed Nakib is racing away because he's on a two-stop strategy and wants to get into the pits early and then see how it goes, Alex?
I think so. Oh, he's using the push-to-pass right now even as well. They are the IndyCar drivers in this class. They have 10 push-to-passes they can use each race. So Nakib's using it now. Maybe he's trying to set a quick lap time for fastest lap. You get 4 points for fastest lap in this format of racing. But yeah, so he's obviously not doing a one-stopper. The guys I talked to, they say they can't do a one-stopper around here. The tire wear is too high. You will puncture. So maybe he's even thinking a three-stopper if he's pushing this hard at the moment.
Okay, just while we're very early on, let's go down the field to see how one or two others are doing. Mikhail Lapanik, you mentioned, the first ever Russian driver in eRacing GP. He's recovered after a dodgy start. He's still in 24th place though, but he looks a little bit happier with how he's racing, or maybe he doesn't. He's looking a little bit ragged perhaps.
Yeah, so obviously it wasn't Lapanik that was in the pits just now. He obviously did not have a good first few laps though, because he's right down there. Oh, well, maybe he is actually, because he is a lap down. So yeah, they just rejoined the race. Glad to see him rejoining the race. He needs to get more laps with this format, understand how the race ebbs and flows, and I'm sure he'll come back stronger.
Ollie Aquino was recently in the silver category, so he's having a busy weekend. He's stepping up to IndyCar. He's currently in P19. For Singapore, Nazlizan has got himself up into P14. It's Darrell Brady who's just ahead of him in P13, the Australian. And Yevon David, the young Sri Lankan, he is right on the tail end there of Ayman Hakim Tadashi.
Yes, very adventurous day. He wasn't ever going to make a move. Oh, what happened to Tadashi? Oh, wow. I think Yevon in that contact might have broken Tadashi's, Ayman Hakim's equipment, because he just speared off there in a very unusual way.
But he's back on. He lost a couple of places. He's been overtaken by Yevon, Jason Tay, Sim K1, but he's still holding on to P9. In P10 is Luis Moreno. Up at the front, though. Let's go back up to the front, because Nakib is not slowing down. His lead over Mikko Nassi is 2.6 seconds, Alex Young.
Yeah, and he's got the fastest lap of the race, is 6.9, which is, wow, it's a 10th quicker than Kaylen Chin, who's the next quickest up there. But he's obviously very serious here. You can see the three cars in the background. None of them can live with Nakib's pace at the moment.
Terrific stuff from him. Mikko Nassi is in second. Kaylen Chin is so far able to hold off Alif Hamilton. Alif will not be panicking by any stretch of the imagination, but he also will not like being in fourth place.
Yeah, so very true. But like you said, there's a long way to go still. He'll be thinking, okay, I've lost a couple of positions. Might I have to rethink my strategy? Maybe I can look after my tires, do a two-stopper instead of a three, or even a one-stopper, who knows? I tell you what, Kaylen's Chin, actually I just saw he's got the red wall tires in the car in front. So Kaylen's definitely on a two, maybe even a three-stop strategy. So Alif, if he's noticed that Kaylen's on the red tires, shouldn't panic, because he knows Kaylen will have to pit before everyone.
Mohamed Tasbi is the man in P5. Tasbi had a really good qualification, got himself third place, but was just eased out of third place.
Yeah, he's had a mistake out of that in this position.
Alif is closing in on Kaylen Chin. Alif looks like he might be about to make a move on the outside of Kaylen Chin. Alif back into P3. Kaylen, lots of contact. And Alif won't like that, and Kaylen won't like that either, to be honest.
No, he won't. Yeah, so watch Alif now as he comes through the middle sector of the track.
Well, Kaylen just lost so much time after that contact. And he looks as though he's slowing down and is indeed being overtaken by Mohamed Tasbi. Kaylen, it's all going wrong for Kaylen as Yevon David goes past Kaylen Chin. Must have severe damage, Alex Young.
Yeah, so Yevon and Kaylen, they're in the same team, Stratus Motorsports. They both went for the soft tires. Maybe that led to the mistake. The tires going off a bit too quickly, so he has to pit now. probably has some damage to repair as well. So Kalen Chin out of the reckoning at the front of the grid.
But man, right in the reckoning is Mohamed Nakib. Mikko Nassi is the man in P2, 2.5 seconds down. Pit stop strategy will tell us everything though. Nakib, last lap a 107.7, best lap a 106.9, the only person inside 107 in the race.
Yeah, the race has definitely settled down now. Yeah, so he's making those tires last at the moment. That's looking really good for Nakib because he's still the quickest guy out there. So while he is setting those quick lap times, I was worried he might be burning through his tires too early. You want to try and make this first stint last a bit longer. It gives you a bit more flexibility to manage the rest of the race. But if Nakib can still keep those lap times up, then he's looking really good indeed.
As he comes through, his last lap was a 107.7, which isn't too shabby. Mikko Nassi behind him was a 107.8, so he's actually made an extra 1/10 of a second on Mikko Nassi.
Yeah.
We've rather ignored poor old Mikko, haven't we?
Yeah.
He's raced superbly well, and we've hardly focused on him.
Absolutely.
He's been great.
Yeah, and just a quick thing on Kalen Chin. Dave Chin, his dad, just said that Kalen had a puncher. So from that contact with Alif, had a puncher. So maybe they won't have to lose so much time preparing. Maybe Kalen can then recover. It's not as bad as if he had to repair the damage. But back to Mikko Nassi, the Stratus Motorsport driver. Another Stratus Motorsport driver. So many Stratus guys in their green cars. Mikko is looking really good indeed. He's nice. I mean, half his plan is done. He's in front of Alif and looking strong. But the other half of the plan, which is Nakib, he's not in the lead.
Well, Nakib has extended that lead. Look at that, 3.5 seconds. It does vary, so it's down to 3.3, but that is a huge lead. Yes, there are 30 minutes still to go, but you'd want to be that far ahead this early in the race.
Yeah, it's a huge lead with the quality of the drivers we're seeing right now. It's a very, very big lead. It's Nakib's. He's in fully focused here. He's not going to take any nonsense at all, and he's just really, really pounding out the laps well.
Mikko Nassi currently second. Alif has got himself ahead of Tasby in P3, so there is Alif Hamilton. We know he'll be there come the end of the race. We know that, but he's still got a fair amount of work to do. A little bit further down, we talk about this being a great day for Singapore. They've got 4 of the first 5. Jason Tay, 5th place at the moment.
Yeah. Jason Tay looking really good. He's in the blue. He's also in the Legion of Racers cars, Racers team, teammates to Alif. Jason, he had a great pole in the previous edition, but we haven't seen him win a final yet. Just lacking a little bit of pace at the moment. 16 seconds down from the lead already. That's not what he'll want.
Cool dude though, cool setup, and he's looking pretty cool as well, as he's been very, very quick, very strung out in the early stages. I'll be fascinated to see if and when they start to be pitting, and it is a when, not if, how that will impact on the race. Tadashi is in P6 at the moment. Best of the Filipinos once again, Luis Moreno, who I think we've gotten on board. Let's see how Luis is coping with life.
Very experienced driver, another Legion of Racers driver, very quick indeed. Filipino, pretty much is regarded as the best Filipino esports driver at the moment. Very experienced, like I mentioned, although there are a few drivers from Philippines looking to knock on his door to try and take his title away.
Those who are following this race live on Facebook, Stefan Maki Carapie are saying, go Inigo and go Philippines. So Inigo Anton is the target for his support, but Luis Moreno is the best at the moment. Darryl Brady is also there. Darryl Brady from the Philippines, and Russell Rice. There's a very good Filipino contingent out there, but it's the Malaysian Mohamed Nakib who is leading the way and has still got that 2.7 second lead over Mikko Nassi.
Yeah.
Right, 27 minutes. If you're on a 2-stop, Alex, do you think about pit stop number 1 pretty soon?
Yes, you would. So, interesting enough, we've not seen anyone pit for a 3-stop, so I don't think anyone's doing a 3-stop. I think everyone's going to go with the 2-stop. Well, having said that, someone might even try a 1-stop for all we know. But, yeah, so I would estimate people would start thinking about pit stops right about now.
So Nakib has got the lead. Mikko Nassi is in second. Alif Hamilton nearly 4 seconds down on Nakib. That's 6.5 seconds down on... 4 seconds down on Nassi, 6.5 seconds down on Nakib. Tasby is still in there as well. We mentioned Jason Tay. It's all a case now of just seeing how it sorts itself out after the pit stops. Kalen Chin is there. Normally very competitive is Josh Perwin. He went out very, very early on.
Yeah, sad to see Perwin gone. It was a busy first lap, wasn't it? And there's lots of touching in the middle of the pack, although the first few cars were okay. So Perwin out. Yeah, he'll definitely be in the fight for the top 3 or 4, so shame to see that.
As for Yevon David, he is also in the bot racing car. He is, the man just chasing Kalen Chin. Oh. Great to see the onboard cameras. Lots of sponsorship there. Nice little rig set up and good performance from Yevon David, but he's out of the points at the moment, Alex Young.
So Kalen's just in front of him, so they're both pitted about the same time. The early pit stops that they're having, they could go to a 3-stop strategy, these two, but they were on the soft tires, so they always had to pit early. Now this is a very important part of the race for them. If they can make these tires last a bit longer, maybe they can go to a 2-stop.
All driving Indy cars at the moment. Kalen Chin is very close on the tail of Son Idu. Son spins away and catches Kalen. Kalen was able to hold on, but Son Idu just manages to hold on and then gets picked off. Son from Australia made his debut at the gold edition of eRacing GP last week and is being a bit of a pest there for Yevon David.
Yeah, he is. Yes, new to our series, obviously, new to the editions. It's nice to see him though there. A lot of Australians actually in our championship now.
Right, I can tell you, Nakib has gone into the pits, Alex Young. This is him just going on the way out. It means he drops down 25 minutes in. Is this a 1 or a 2-stop strategy from Nakib? It's a big, big call.
Wow, he got 24 minutes to go. It's definitely a 2-stop strategy. He will definitely have to pit again. Did Nassi follow him through? No, Nassi did not follow him through. So Nassi is still out there. So let's see. Nakib drops down 26 seconds behind Nassi. So he lost 30 seconds for the pit stop. That's a good indication for us that each pit stop costs about 30 seconds. But I don't see anyone one-stopping at the moment. So Nakib should cycle back through to the front.
So there he is, currently officially in P9. It means Mikko Nassi, as he goes in 1 lap later for his first pit stop. And Alif Hamilton stays out, Alex Young. Alif will try to put in a humdinger of a lap.
Wow, so Alif, maybe he's going to try and do a one-stopper. Is it possible? I don't know. He was very sedate in the opening laps. He looked like he was conserving tires. So, you said it earlier on. He's always there at the end. So, let's see what happens.
There is the man fully focused. He's got clear tarmac ahead of him. Let's see how quick this lap is. His last lap was a 1:08.355, which is fairly rapid because not many are getting inside 1:08. Shall we just stay with him to see? It's almost like a flying lap in the middle of the race, Alex.
Yeah, let's just stay with him here because if he pits now, I would still say it's a 2-stop strategy. But if he can hold on for 2 more laps, maybe he can make this into a 1-stop strategy, which would be remarkable. Just remarkable.
Well, you wouldn't put anything past this young fella. He is the champion, the 2-time champion for 2 reasons. He's stayed out, Alex Young. The boy has stayed out. Wow. Is he gambling? Is he gambling?
So with tire wear being so high, and the funny thing is, Alif is not streaming today, and I wonder if he's not streaming because he doesn't want to show us his tire wear. He could be doing that, cheeky fella.
You're wonderful on your conspiracy theories. I'm sure young Alif wouldn't be so skullduggery.
No, he would. He's a proper professional. I'd expect him. That's what I'd be thinking, because I'd love to know his tire wear. If the tire wear does go down to 0, they will puncture. So he's riding a risky race at the moment by staying out because tire wear is big. So if he can get to the 20-minute mark, and there's a yellow car that's off there. If he can get to the 20-minute mark, then he'll be trying to do this as a 1-stop race.
Okay, well, again, let's just stay with him because he is the man we all want to know about. He is the man to beat. And if there is going to be a gamble, we'll know at the end of this lap as they come through the S's around Thunder Valley. And heading to... Oh, he stayed out again, Alex Young. Oh, wow.
He's definitely going to do a one-stop, and I could see his eyes there. He was checking out the tire wear on the car. So he's worried about it, but he's going to try. It's all or nothing for him. He's going to try and win this race. And the pace is really good. He's still in the 8s.
He's still in the 8s.
Still
One
in the
away,
8s.
132.
Yeah, if you can, when you're still in the 8s with tires this worn, provided he can make it to the 20-minute mark, it's going to look really good for him.
Mohammed Tasbi, same family, second place. Behind him, he's got Jason Tay and Tadashi. Nakib has elevated himself back up into the top 6. Do you want to see how Nakib is coping? He's just overtaken Luis Moreno there.
Yes, so Nakib, his fastest lap of the race is 6.9. Mikko Nassi is in front of Nakib. Nakib was too long getting past traffic, so Mikko Nassi is in front. Because Mikko Nassi stopped a lap later, but I think Nakib's outlap was a bit messy. So now, Mikko Nassi is, in theory, in the lead once the cars in front of him finally do their pit stop.
Lots of theory here. Alif is back out. Now he's in the pits.
Okay, Alif pits right now. Whoa, he'll be glad to get to the pits. Get those tires off. Now he's got to... So we got guys on different strategies. We got Nakib and Nassi, who will be going to try and make a two-stop strategy work. And then we got Alif, who will be driving nice and carefully to try and make this one-stop strategy work. But at the moment, we're on board with Jason Tay, who's also going for a one-stop strategy. He is yet to pit.
He is the current race leader. Alif is back out. That's Brody Steen not far behind him. Mohammed Tasbi also, I think, went into pit at the same time. So officially, Jason Tay, Mikko Nassi, Mohammed Nakib, Ayman Hakim Tadashi, Mohammed Alif Hamilton, Brody Steen are the top 6. But it all depends on the pit stop strategy. And you reckon that Alif is looking for a single pit stop? If that's the case, he's looking good, I tell you, because he's 25 seconds behind Mikko Nassi.
Well, 20 seconds, 20.5 seconds. Well, he's actually closing the gap. But
He is closing the gap, isn't he?
This is the thing. See, if you lose 30 seconds for a pit stop, that means Mikko Nassi is going to come back out behind Alif. So Mikko Nassi is going to have to, on the fresher tires at the end of this race, somehow be really quick, like 2 seconds a lap quicker to catch up to Alif. And then, even if he can catch up to Alif, he's going to need to overtake as well.
And Nassi is on the soft compound as well. The red ring tells you that he won't be able to go a further 20 minutes on those tires.
Yeah, it's a good spot there, Des. He'll definitely need to go back for another change. So with Nakib. Nakib stopped really early as well. Nakib's 5 seconds behind Nassi at this point. 6 seconds.
But the colour of the tyre is not the same.
Yeah. Maybe he's going to try the soft tyre for the last stint. That would be a good thing. But if he's going to do the soft tyre for the last stint, he needs to make sure that he can go a bit longer on this set of tyres.
Alif is just racing through. His outlap was a 132, which you'd expect. But have a look at him now. We are on board with Mohammed Alif Hamilton. How to stop him is the $64 million question.
Oh, he goes down the inside.
Ooh, that's a bit close.
That is a bit close. That was a dive down. Not quite a Hail Mary, but very risky indeed. And he just makes it through.
Well, it was a back marker. But the back marker, if you get a little bit of a clip here, because the damage is high. We have got 5 casualties I need to tell you about. Mohammed Khalif, who was doubling up from silver and gold. Jaden Lowe, Mika Hakimi, Christian Ho, and Josh Perwin are all in the pits. It means that we've got 21 racers out on the circuit, including our debutant, the Russian Mikhail Lapanik. But you're on board with Mohammed Tasbi, Alex Young.
Yeah, he's just done his pit stop as well, doing a one-stopper. Pretty much all the Singaporean Legion of Racer drivers are doing one-stop strategies, whereas pretty much the rest of the field are doing two-stop strategies. So Tasbi there, he'll also have to be a bit conservative. He can't destroy his tyres too much, otherwise he'll have to pit again.
Let's just check in on Yevon David. He's got Luis Moreno and Kalen Chin either side of him. Yevon in the lime green livery has just gone past. Is that Luis Moreno who's just gone past? No, he's got Kalen Chin ahead of him. It's another back marker I think he's just gone past. But again, he's looking good. A little bit of wheel wobble.
Oh yeah, he's fighting that car. But that's how it is. To be quick around this track, you have to have big wheel action. You have to have very quick hands. The IndyCar has a turbo, and as it spools up, it suddenly kicks in with all this power. And if you don't have quick enough hands... Oh, Kalen Chin just went to the pit stop for his second pit stop. If you don't have quick hands, the cars swap ends on you, and you'll be going backwards into the distance.
James M & Co. is looking for Darrell Brady. Darrell Brady is quite a way down, 15th at the moment, scoring a point, but only a point at the moment. Kalen Chin, I believe, has gone into the pits. Indeed, he has. So Kalen Chin is definitely on a 2-stopper, but this means, Alex, that he's got 16 minutes that he's got to survive on this last set of tyres.
Yeah, so that's a big question. As you watch him, look, he's trying to warm up his tyres as he comes up with the pit lane. I think he can do 16 minutes. We've seen some of the other cars definitely make their tyres, but he's going to have to drive very differently now. He can't be too aggressive, can't be too late in the brakes, and has to be careful with the right foot coming out of these slow corners.
Little look to his right. I think he's enjoying it, but at the moment he's officially in 13th place. The race leader is Singapore's Finnish-born Mikko Nassi. There is Nassi, but Nakib is 8 seconds down. Alif is just a further 13 seconds down on them. Alif's within striking distance. So a lot, and we've not really focused on Nakib for a little while. What will his strategy be, Alex?
I think he feels... I hope that he's listening to people, because I'm not sure if he has any teammates in his ear or not. Because he needs to keep up with the strategy right now. I think Nassi at the moment has done something quite special. Because I was told that the soft tyres, you can't really make a 2-stop strategy work. But the pace advantage Nassi has over Nakib right now is good. Oh, has he gone in the pits? Nassi's gone in the pits.
Nassi's gone into the pits.
So the soft tyres really can't make it work. So Nassi's having to go for a pit stop as well. He'll have to go to the harder tyres to make it to the end. We see the soft tyres don't last. So, yeah, he's on the harder tyres. He's having to pit a bit earlier than I think he would have liked. He would have liked to have made those soft tyres last a bit longer. So, obviously running out of tyre too fast. So now the big question is Nakib. Can Nakib, what will he do? Will he go to the soft tyre at the end, or will he can definitely take another pit stop and make the hard tyres last to the end, but will it be quick enough to catch Alif?
Well,
maybe.
Alif is only 13 seconds down on Mohamed Nakib. Nakib, to his credit, is back. After his nightmare at the Road of Americas circuit, he really is back at his best here at Mid-Ohio, but he's got best part of 14 minutes just to try to produce something a little bit special, because you need to be special to get the better of Mohamed Alif Hamilton.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a big ask right now. He's only 14 seconds in front of Alif. By the time he pits, he's going to be 16 seconds behind Alif, and will there be enough time after the pit stop to catch Alif and then overtake for the race win? I don't know.
You're meant to be the expert, Alex. What do you mean you don't know?
Yeah, that's why the strategy is really tough to call at the moment. We don't know how hard these drivers are driving. But if I was Nakib, I'd be worried, and I'd be thinking, right, I need to start pushing right now, because I'm not sure if Alif realizes I'm not sure if Nakib realizes that Alif is one stopping.
Okay, let's give a shout out once again before we really focus in the last 10 minutes or so on the race leaders. Mohamed Khalifa decided to come out to get some practice in the IndyCar. Good to see the Malaysian there. Mikael Lapanak is therefore not the slowest man on the track. He has got himself into 21st. Melvin Moe and Ryan Keefe, they deserve a bit of a mention as well, as does Nicholas Stephen and Ollie Aquino, who's also doubling up. There is Ollie in the all yellow. Ahead of them, Son Idu from Australia, and Darrell Brady and Russell Reyes are two Filipinos who are battling with each other. Into the top 10, or just outside the top 10, is Yevon David. All the while we're keeping an eye on Mohamed Nakib to make sure that he doesn't make any mistakes. And there is Nakib. He slightly increased his lead over Alif Hamilton, Alex, in the last lap.
It's not enough.
Interesting.
It's not enough. Nakib needs to go quicker. He needs to extend that gap to Alif to about 18 seconds, I feel. because then he only has about 10-12 seconds to close in the last 10 laps, and he can do that because he'll probably be about 2 seconds a lap quicker than Alif at that point. But at the moment, I don't think he's doing enough. He needs to get a bigger gap in front of Alif before the next pit stop.
Brad McCombs has said he wished he didn't get hit 3 times in the first 2 turns. Rode with damage for the first 8 minutes. Definitely would have landed in the top 10. America's first ever entrant, Brad McCombs.
Tasby is there. He's come in for his second pit stop. Interestingly enough, he's done another pit stop as well. Alif, though, he's going to the end. Okay, here we go. Nakib into the pit lane. Let's go back with Nakib. This is important. Let's see how long this pit stop takes. If he can be quick enough. He's going to come out behind Alif and behind Nassi. But he'll have fresh tyres, and maybe he can use those fresh tyres to get back to the front.
Alif goes into the lead. There's traffic ahead of Alif Hamilton. Nakib, you can see him. He's got to come out of the pit lane, trying to warm up those tyres. Alif is just being held up by that traffic. Any little bit helps for Nakib. Nassi has gone into P2 as well. Nakib is back on. He's in P3, but he's lost, exactly as you said, Alex, about 14 seconds, maybe more, maybe 16 seconds onto Alif Hamilton.
See, I think he's made a mistake here. He's also not put on the right tyres. There's 10 minutes to go. I'm pretty sure the soft tyres could last 10 minutes. We saw Nassi just about making his soft tyres last 10 minutes. And the soft tyres would give him the 2 seconds a lap he would need to get back to the front. At the moment, there's only 10 minutes remaining. That's 10 laps. He's going to have to be a second and a half a lap quicker than Alif if he wants to get back to the front. And let's not forget, he's got Mikko Nassi in second place that he'll have to overcome as well.
Alif and Nassi were 1 and 2 in the first race of the season. They are looking like they might be 1 and 2 here. There is Alif. Just coming through into P2 is Mikko Nassi, but Alif Hamilton, once again, what a master strategy this has been. A single stop when everyone else is on the 2-stop strategy, and he's thinking about things. A little wobble there, though. It might get interesting as we come into the final 5 minutes. He's just going to have to be like he's on rails and hold onto those tyres. Bit of TLC for that rubber on his front and back wheels.
Yeah, he'll need the TLC because and Mikko Nassi is closing the gap. He is closing the gap ever so slightly. If Nassi can get closer to Alif and start putting him under pressure, and Alif has to start abusing those tyres, then who knows? Maybe he won't be able to get to the end of the race. It's very similar to Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton, that is, at the British Grand Prix when he had a puncher on the very last lap of the race.
If I can tell you, Alif Hamilton posted a 1:07.9 last lap, Alex. That's not slowing down at all. That was a lap quicker than his previous 2 laps.
Yeah, that's a really good lap. That's exactly what Alif needs to do to win this race. See if he can keep it in the high 7s, even in the 8s. That should be enough to take this race win.
Nakib, let's see how he can get through. He's just posted a 1:06.6, so he's made up a second on Alif on that last lap, but that isn't enough.
No, it's not enough. It's not enough at all. He'll need to get into the 5s. He'll need to start running in the 5s if he wants to get close to winning this race.
So there is Nakib. Clearly, I mean, it's been great. The mental arithmetic of these fellas as well. Is it going to be good enough? Our focus is going to stay on the race for the top. Although I can tell Philippines that Luis Moreno once again is making a very fine fist of things. He was 5th last time out. He's currently in P5 here, ahead of Australia's Brodie Steam and Singapore's Nur Shazli and Kalen Chin down in P8, Yevon David 9 and Tadashi close to Yevon David but in P10 at the moment. 18 races still out there. Mikhail Lapanik is still out there, Alex Young. I want that fella to finish. I'd love him to pick up some points.
Yeah, that'd be really good there. Another quick lap by Nakib since we're riding with him. Another second quicker than Alif, but still not close enough. Wow, it's going to get closer. I'm surprised Mikko's not going faster. Maybe we can ride with Mikko Nassi for a while. I thought he'd be doing quicker lap times. He's not going fast enough to catch Alif at the moment.
On Facebook, Jamil Lacuna has just written, "This will be interesting." I think you might have an accurate prediction there because the time a 106.799, a 1, so again he's made up 1.1 seconds in the last lap, Nakib. But he's not getting closer to Nassi.
No, he's not. Nassi, though. Nassi, he's the driver, I think, that can perhaps do something with Alif. He's quick enough at the moment. He's in the 7-0, so he's like made 8 tenths on Alif. Let's watch this lap as it comes to the end of this lap. If Mikko Nassi has a good lap here again, let's see what this is. Oh, it's a 7-1. That's good enough. So he's put that gap down to 4.3 seconds, 4.1 seconds. This will get him close enough to Alif Hamilton before the end of the race. But still, like we said before, getting close to the driver in front is one thing. Then you got to overtake him.
Well, Nassi, forever the bridesmaid. He has won a couple of races. In season 1, he won the very first eRacing GP in spectacular style, making real use of the pit stop strategy there. Here, ironically, it could be that Alif has outmaneuvered Nassi, the master pit stop strategist, but Alif has outmaneuvered the master.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, I mean, but Mikko, I think he had a good strategy. I think it was quite clever doing the soft tyres in the middle of the stint. That was a clever strategy to do.
And he's closing, Alex. He's closing.
And he is closing, but I think no one expected Alif to make a one-stop strategy work. You know, there are a few drivers, you know, him, Alif and Jason Tay, they both made a one-stop strategy work. And I'm surprised that Alif is still out in front, to be honest. I would have thought he'd be running out of tyres. And that was an 8.0, 0.8.0. So that's still good lap times by Alif.
There is Alif. It's the green car just going round the corner, just bottom of your screen. He'll come into shot now. There's Nassi. 2.6 seconds, Alex. Yeah. He is closing. He is closing with rapidity.
Yes. 5 minutes to go, so about 5 more laps to go. If he can keep doing this, 7-8 tenths a lap, that will be close enough. He will catch Alif before the end. Wow, it's going to be so close, Daz.
Many comments on our Facebook page. I hope you're enjoying it and the broadcast of the eRacing GP. This could well be a tense finish because Nassi is closing on Alif, but there's only 4.5 minutes to go. Can he get close? Sonny do a drive-through penalty, speeding in the pit lane. Son from Australia down in 15th place at the moment, but the race leader, the yellow and blue, the championship leader, the 2-time defending champion. But is he being reeled in minute by minute, lap by lap, tyre by tyre, corner by corner? Alif, can he hold on? It's under 3 seconds now.
Yeah, so Mikko did not have a good lap just now. Back markers cost him quite a bit. So Alif didn't close down that gap enough for that lap. So, but you can see then the gap there between the two is getting very close.
Now then, Nakib, we've not spoken about him for a little while. Here he is in P3. He has closed the gap, but it's still best part of 10 seconds. And 10 seconds, you're not going to make that up in 3.5 minutes. Not even if Alif is driving on one wheel.
No, that's true. I think Nakib had the wrong strategy. I think the 2 stops was okay, but he needed to use the soft tyres at some stage. Staking on the mediums, the hard tyres the whole way, just meant he was not quick enough in the middle part of this race.
Very quick look at Jason Tay in P4. He's comfortable in P4. This will be a good 13 points for Jason Tay, who is always a solid racer. Didn't pick up any points on race number 1, but will pick up 13 here. And Australia once again are in the reckoning for the lower places. Brody Steen in P5, Kalen Chin down in P6, but for Kalen, he had a problem very early on and was never really been able to recover from there. But Kalen, we know, will continue to be competitive throughout the season. Luis Moreno, meantime, has dropped down into P7. If we can just have a quick look at Luis Moreno, and then we will focus on the efforts of Mikko Nassi just to try and close things down. Got his own thinking, Luis Moreno, but again, it's very respectable from the top Filipino, Alex Young.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, let's get back to the front, shall we? That's where the excitement is. 2 minutes to go. What's that, about 3 laps? 3 laps and a bit to go. Alif's going to cross the line now. Let's see what sort of lap time he does. And look at that, the green car, Mikko Nassi is hunting him down. That was another 8 flat by Alif. A great lap. Mikko Nassi, of course, faster with the fresher tyres. Did a 7.4. Just under 2 minutes to go. There will be 3 laps remaining. Can Mikko Nassi take the win?
So 3 laps for Mikko Nassi. There is the differential that he's got. Alif will look in his rearview mirror and not panic, but he'll see a green car in the mirror for the very first time in a long time. And he knows he's Mr. Cool, he's Mr. Cucumber himself, but Mikko Nassi will pile on the pressure. And Mikko is experienced enough to know all the tricks. He's inside a second for the first time, Alex Young. Mikko Nassi, can he get the victory?
Wow, so this is so if I know Alif, he will save some push to passes for this situation, so that when Mikko Nassi is right there, he'll try and use the push to passes to defend. I wonder if Mikko Nassi has got any push to passes, because he has been caning it as he tried to catch up to Alif. He's within slipstream now as they come through turn 1, Des. Could this be the moment for the Finnish-born Singaporean?
Very interesting. Both drivers had 0 P2P there, but sometimes that graphic can be misleading. Nassi right on the tail. 39 seconds to go in the race. Is this the last lap? I think it probably is. Where are we on the lap? I got so excited, I've lost our position on the lap. This could be the last lap.
This is the last lap.
Nassi must make his move. Alif defends. This is for the race. They come through the SS. Nassi on the inside. Nassi takes the lead from Alif Hamilton.
Oh, there's been damage to Alif Hamilton. There's a puncher. He's slowed down.
And Nakib is closing. Nassi will take the lead. Now Nakib is just 2 seconds behind. No, 4 seconds behind Alif. Can he get there? Alif drops down. Alif drops into P3. Nakib into P2. Nassi on the last lap will come and take the victory. Mikko Nassi, the Finn from Singapore. Nakib, the Malaysian in P2. Damage on the last lap for Alif Hamilton means he has to settle for P3 ahead of Jason Tay. It could have been so much worse, but Mikko Nassi, celebrations for him as he takes the victory here at the Mid-Ohio Circuit. And he did it by hunting down the championship leader. What a performance. Nakib P2. Talk to me about Alif Hamilton, Alex Young.
Wow. Okay, so Alif looks despondent there. He'll be very disappointed with that. He will, I think, lose the championship lead at this point. I think Mikko Nassi might take the championship lead with this result.
It was an 11-point differential. It'll be very, very close. I'm not sure Nassi it'll be close. We will get the official statistics once. I'm sure there's going to be 1 or 2 race control moments for you there. But Alif Hamilton is human. Nassi gets the victory and the fastest lap. Nakib second. Welcome back, Nakib. He needed that. Alif, even when he's third, he's despondent. Jason Tay, another solid race. As for Lewis Moreno, the same. Tadashi, a solid 6th. Brody Steen for Australia in 7th. Yevon David, the youngster, in 8th. Kalen Chin will be frustrated with 9th. Kai Wern will be thrilled to get a top 10 place. A finish for Lapanik in the Cobalt Racing. However, it was a tough debut for the Russian.
I can guarantee you right now that Alif will be pulling out that video and be sending that video to the stewards because he's got it right. Mikko Nassi was very aggressive on that last lap. He was alongside, but they got to look at closing speed to see what happened there because it was very argy-bargy. Alif, though, so unlucky to get damage. And Mikko Nassi, very lucky to not get damage and to win that race. So it's not over yet, but we shall soon see. But for the moment, Mikko Nassi wins that race.
He hunted him down, though. We did wonder whether or not he'd got the strategy right, but eventually, with just 3 laps to go, he was able to get right on the tail of Alif and set up the chance. It was like a hunter picking off his prey, and he did it with the kill right at the end. So 2nd place, Nakib. Welcome back after the problems you had last weekend. It's nice to see a smile on your face.
Yeah, I mean, I'm have to smile after what happened last weekend, but honestly, the win was there. I think I should have won that race, but fair play to Mikko. His strategy worked better, so yeah, it is.
I think Mikko put on the soft tire in the middle of the stint, somehow managed to do enough laps on the soft tire, and that's where he got you, didn't he?
Yep, he did. He managed to put on a soft. I actually had an issue with my second stint where my engine overheated, so I had to take one lap, I think, to cool it back down to get full power. I think that's where the gap was formed. But yeah, in the end, I think the win was there, but yeah, the strategy didn't play out as I would hope it would.
Okay, well, congratulations, though. Really good job.
Thank you.
That was intense.
You left it late, Mikko.
Yeah, and I wasn't even paying attention to the one stopper as much. I was mainly just thinking about Nakib there, and then I started thinking, hang on, maybe a few other drivers on a one stop as well.
How did a Leaf make a one stop strategy work? That was incredible, huh?
Yeah, absolutely, and especially with the ballast. I didn't try driving tire saving strategy myself, but looked like you had to save at least 20% versus normal driving.
Okay, what about that last lap? Great overtaking move, but do you think you can get done by the stewards?
I don't know. I haven't seen the replay yet, so I'll have to see the replay. It was on the left-hander. I noticed that Alif always took a really wide entry, like a lot wider than I did. So on the last lap, I said if he goes wide, I'll go in. I'm not sure if he got suspension damage or if that was a puncture that dropped him to third. Then.
Okay, well done. Congratulations, Mikko Nassi.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, it was a tire saving strategy for me. Just drove. Thought I drove pretty well, saved the tires till the end, and then it was a move from Mikko on the very last lap. I mean, I have to go and watch the replay to see if it's. I mean, it felt on the edge, but let's see what the stewards say.
Yeah, well, we were flabbergasted. We kept getting told that we couldn't make a one-stop strategy work. You had ballast after winning 15 kilos after winning round one. Somehow you made a ballast that work, that one-stop strategy work, and your times were incredible.
Yeah, man. I mean, I knew the ballast was worth at least 0.6, half a second a lap, and I was just putting it out there, just giving it 100% every lap, just trying to catch up to these guys, who I knew. I mean, Mikko was running 3 kilos lighter, and Nakib was he had no ballast at all, so. I knew that would play out eventually like that, so that's why I went with the alternate strategy, which was just the one stop. I mean, that's the only strategy I was practicing in, because I knew that would be the fastest if it wasn't for all that last lap.
Were you aware that you were being hunted down from Mikko? Were you aware how close he was getting in the final 3 or 4 laps?
Yes, definitely. I kept an eye on what sort of lines he took. And I thought I defended my position well, and I thought I had the rest of the lap pretty clean. But then, he took the win. So for now, congrats to him again. He drove a great job. He drove a great race with the ballast. And Nakib also I think he put it on pole.
Yeah.
He did it was a good lap as well.
And news hot off the press. There was a race inquiry about that last lap manoeuvre by Mikko Nassi when he got past Alif Hamilton. And no penalty has been issued against Mikko Nassi. He has had a warning, Alex, but no penalty. That means he has a 4-point lead at the top of the overall standings. And Nakib Aslan holds on to his second place as well. So his season is up and running for real. It is mighty close at the top of the standings. But Mikko Nassi deserves all the plaudits we can possibly give him, Alex.
Yeah, very close racing indeed. I can't believe it came down to the final lap. You heard the guys talking about it. Fantastic, such close racing, and I think it's just going to get closer and closer as the rest of this campaign goes on.
Remember, season 2 ended with 2 races on exactly the same number of points, even though we're only 2 races into this season, expected to go right down to the wire in race number 6. From Alex Young, I'm Des Corkill, the team behind the scenes who are bringing you this production of eRacing GP Global Edition American Championship. 2 fantastic races so far. We're back with you this time next week.